On this channel, I think we do a pretty good job of talking just as much crap about Fort Collins as we talk about how much we love Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. And I think the reason why I'm comfortable discussing about how much Fort Collins might suck in certain areas and is amazing in others is because I think the secret is out about how amazing of a place Fort Collins is. In fact, just recently we were listed as the best place to live in the country, the #1 best place to live. And so it got me thinking about what other awards has Fort Collins won, because you look at definitely over these videos that I've shot, Fort Collins ranks at the top of a best place to raise a family and safest places to live, a lot of different best ofs. So as much as we definitely talk down about some of our shortcomings or things that we might not necessarily be the best at, this video is going to talk to you and give you my perspective of what these best of lists are. And some of them are kind of funny and unique, and kind of my perspective and some of the perspectives that my assistants that we talked about and laughed on some of these best of lists. So the city of Fort Collins has done a great job of kind of accumulating and putting together this list of all of the different awards or best of rankings that we've had at different locations and publications. So today's video is going to talk to you about what those are. My name is Patrick Soukup with Soukup Real Estate Services here in Fort Collins, Colorado, and I appreciate you guys watching. So let's jump into today's video, the best of lists in Fort Collins, Colorado. All right, according to driving tests, Fort Collins was listed as the #9 best place for teens to drive. Now this was kind of accumulation between fatality crashes, some kind of morbid type deals. But when I saw this, I just could think about a lot of the different people who were commenting on my YouTube channel about Fort Collins people. They are driving super fast. And I've not necessarily personally noticed it, but I think maybe, again, one of the things that I lack is perspective because I was born and raised here in Fort Collins. But maybe somebody coming from a slower paced community, which Fort Collins is pretty slow paced, but a place that might be more Midwest and slower driving or rural and whatever that might be, a lot of the comments on my YouTube channel have been about how fast of drivers people are here in Fort Collins. So seeing that we were #9 on best places or safest places for teens to drive in the United States was pretty cool. If you're looking to watch a fun YouTube video, a really kind of comical YouTube video, check out this reason. We are the #2 best tasting water in the United States, according to American Water Works. According to American Water Works in June 2021. And it kind of has this video of there's 3 people sitting side by side, testing water, kind of like, swirling it around and smelling it and tasting it. It's a thing, I guess. And Fort Collins came in at #2. And when I talked with my assistant, Izzy, about this, she kind of was like, no way, Fort Collins water sucks. She's from Washington and she thinks the water there is great. I can tell you that it's 100% better than any water that I've ever had in Arizona and really California too. I don't know if they just got to load that thing with full of chemicals because it's by the time that it gets there, it needs to be treated, whatever. I'm not sure. I can tell you that we have Coors Brewery here, Budweiser Brewery, and a lot of other breweries. And the reason, one of the main reasons that is because of how fresh, clean, quality our water is here in Northern Colorado. And for me, we do have, and I'm look over here because I'm filming this in my basement, is we do have a water softener here at my house, and that's only because I'm a sucker and I'm in sales. I love people in sales, and I'm a buyer. So if you ever sell anything, reach out to me. I'm probably gonna buy it. And my wife, she brought a salesperson into our house that was selling a water softener, and we walked away with a new water softener system for our house. I do love it. I can see a difference. I can feel a difference. I don't know if that's mentally because I spent a whole lot of money on it or it's actually that, but I can tell you at any time if I wanted to, go fill up the water at the tap. Tastes delicious. And so I would definitely agree. I don't know if we're #2, but we do have some phenomenal tasting water here in Fort Collins and Northern Colorado. In May of 2021, we came in at #6 place as the safest place to cycle in America. Now, #1 was Boulder, which is pretty cool. They're kind of our friendly rival down south, but what that is based off of is, protected roadways, bike paths, and again, crashes with bicyclists and cyclists. And coming in at #6, I would say a lot of the reasons that people live and move here to Fort Collins in Northern Colorado is because of the lifestyle. The ability to ride your bike to work and the opportunity to not have to be on roads and have bike paths that are dedicated and safe, doesn't have vehicles on them, is definitely appealing to me and my family because I don't want to bring my kids off of and being on into any busy roads. So being listed as one of the safer places to ride your bike with such a drive for lifestyle here in Fort Collins, I would definitely have to agree with that. Pretty safe, but definitely got to be careful if you're a road cyclist or a truck because those things do not mesh. And I have a truck and I also have a road bike. So I guess I'm kind of one of those unique ones, but hopefully everyone's respectful, both the cyclists and the trucks. And if possible, staying off the roads and staying safe, keeping you and yours protected when you were on the roads. In April 2021, we were listed as the number 8 most relaxed place to live. Now, when I looked at the list of what number 1 through 7 was, it was very, very affluent places. And it kind of struck me kind of weird, kind of rubbed me wrong actually, was just, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, very, very affluent places. And it kind of, when I thought relaxed, stress-free, there was a few different parameters of how they measured this. And I was thinking to myself, well, yeah, maybe it's because the ability to not have to worry about finances can cause you to be relaxed. I just don't know. But it was weird to see, in my opinion, these really expensive places that would cause most people like anxiety or stress about having to buy or afford in these areas, but possibly maybe the mass majority of those people living in those areas are just more affluent and have the ability to not have to stress about money, which is probably one of the biggest stressors in all of our lives. So that was kind of a weird thing to see, but I would have to say, drinking beer, whether you do or don't smoke marijuana, I do not. It's not that, but I don't disagree with it. I just can't. I don't know if it's the red hair, fair skin that I'm super, super sensitive to that kind of stuff. I will tell you, if I take one hit, I am out and not able to move. So not necessarily for me, but between that, the microbreweries, the lifestyles, the sunshine, everything like that, I do agree with that causing a good amount of relaxation. But if it is more of the money thing, kind of a little of a bummer, honestly. But we were listed as one of the most relaxed places to live. We were listed as number 4 most electric car friendly location in America. Now this is pretty cool because I would say that's definitely a drive right now for a lot of people. So we have a good amount of electric stations. I was just at the emergency room at Poudre Valley Hospital, and there was stations to be able to park your electric cars. So I would say that's something that's really probably going to be more and more from, especially with gas prices, the way that they are moving. There'll be a bigger drive towards electric friendly cars. So being listed as the number 4 most electric car friendly city in America, pretty forward thinking. And again, I think Fort Collins is on the forefront of doing things as a city that is pretty forward thinking. The next one was we are a top growth location according to U-Haul. So U-Haul measured this by traffic going one way or U-Hauls going just one direction and not returning. This was a measurement, and Fort Collins was listed as one of the top growth locations. And I can definitely agree with that. Having people reach out to me from California, Texas, South Dakota, Iowa, Boston, you name it, North Carolina, South Carolina, Germany, UK, Thailand, all over the place. We are very fortunate to have these conversations with people that are really bringing cool jobs and opportunities to here in Northern Colorado. And I will attest that the majority of people who are moving out of Fort Collins might just be moving to Windsor, or Severance, or Timnath, or just surrounding areas, but trying to stay in Northern Colorado. But definitely continue to be listed as a top growth metro in the United States. I'm breaking this up into 2 videos. Really, the list goes on and it goes on and on and on. So we'll provide a link to the city's website. So if you really want to dive into all these best of lists, if you are considering moving to Fort Collins in Northern Colorado and want to figure out exactly what the parameters were and why it is that things are the way that they are, why Fort Collins listed, we will provide a link for that. But we will also go into a part 2 video, which will continue the list of some of the best of reasons and best of lists that Fort Collins is a part of and my reaction to it.